When we talk about saving the planet, our eyes usually go up to the atmosphere, the forests, the sky. But today, we're going to look down. Because what if I told you the key to a healthier planet is literally right under our feet? All right, so I've got a question for you. What do you think is our most valuable and, at the same time, our most overlooked natural resource? Hint, it's not oil, it's not gold. Believe it or not, it's this. The soil. What we usually just call dirt is actually the foundation of our entire civilization. And as you can see from this pretty stark image of gully erosion, we are losing it at a terrifying rate. Okay, let's really dive into this. To get why this is such a big deal, we have to completely change how we think about soil. It's not just some inert substance. It's a living, breathing, incredibly complex ecosystem. Think of it this way. Healthy soil is this incredible cocktail of minerals, water, and air. But the real magic? It's in the organic matter and the billions, and I mean billions, of living organisms in there. It's like a bustling underground city of microbes, fungi, and earthworms, all working to cycle nutrients and support basically all plant life. So if our foundation is this living, breathing thing, well, then we've got a huge problem, because there's a process that's literally stripping it all away, piece by piece, and that process is soil erosion. Put simply, soil erosion is just the wearing away of that precious topsoil. Now, this does happen naturally, sure, but we've put our foot on the gas and dangerously accelerated the whole thing. And this is the number that should really stop you in your tracks. Get this. Human activities have ramped up erosion by 10 to 50 times its natural rate. Just let that sink in for a second. We are blowing through our soil, decades, maybe even centuries, faster than nature can possibly rebuild it. And it all starts so small. Water erosion can begin with just a single raindrop hitting bare ground. That's splash erosion. It sounds harmless, right? But that little splash knocks soil loose, making it easy to wash away in a thin sheet. Pretty soon, that moving water carves out little channels or rills, and before you know it, those rills can turn into the massive gullies we saw a second ago. It's a complete chain reaction. So what's the main thing driving this crazy acceleration? For the most part, it's unsustainable agriculture, and specifically something called conventional tillage. Plowing, yeah, it looks like classic farming, but what it's really doing is pulverizing the soil's natural structure, leaving it totally naked and defenseless against wind and rain. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is, for every problem, there's usually a solution. And in this case, we've got a whole toolkit of methods, and it's all known as soil conservation. This quote really nails it. Soil conservation isn't about doing less. It's about farming smarter. It's a proactive game plan to protect and even improve our soil to make sure it's healthy and productive for generations to come. All right, so let's pop open that toolkit and see what these techniques actually look like out in the field. Okay, so this right here, this is the fundamental shift in thinking. On one side, you have conventional tillage, which leaves the soil bare, exposed, just waiting to get washed or blown away. But on the other side, you've got conservation tillage, and it has one simple, powerful goal: keep the soil covered, always. A really popular type of this is no-till farming. So instead of plowing everything up, farmers use these cool, specialized drills to plant seeds right through the leftover stalks and leaves from the last crop. Think of that residue as a kind of natural armor or a blanket protecting the soil all year round. And don't think this is some small niche idea. No way. This is a full-on global movement. Look at Australia. It's used on nearly 80% of their cropland. The US is catching on, and South America, they are absolute world leaders in this, with places like Brazil and Argentina just crushing it on a massive scale. And you might be asking, does it actually work? Oh, absolutely. You want proof? Just look at Brazil. By going big on no-till farming, they cut their soil erosion losses by an unbelievable 97%. I mean, come on, that is a massive win. Now let's check out another simple but really powerful technique. This is contour farming. Instead of planting straight up and down a hill, which is basically like building a water slide for your topsoil, farmers plant across the slope. See how that works? Every single row acts like a tiny little dam, slowing the water down and giving it a chance to soak right into the ground. And the toolkit is just packed with other great ideas, all about working with nature, not against it. Farmers can plant cover crops to keep the soil protected in the off-season. They can plant windbreaks, that's rows of trees, to literally break the wind. They can even alternate crops in strips or leave buffer strips of plants near rivers to catch runoff. It's brilliant. Okay, so this is all great for the farm. But why should you and I care? Especially if we're miles away from a field. Because the health of our soil, well, it affects the entire planet. The benefits are huge, and they go way beyond just the farm. First, water quality. Healthy soil is like a giant natural filter, cleaning our water. It's also a massive hub for biodiversity. A quarter of all life on Earth lives in the soil. And maybe the biggest one of all, climate change. Healthy soil is one of our best allies. It literally sucks carbon right out of the atmosphere and locks it safely underground. It's a natural carbon sink, and it is incredibly powerful. You know, this isn't a new fight. The American Dust Bowl back in the 1930s was a horrifying wake-up call. It was a total catastrophe that led to the creation of what's now known as the NRCS. It's this long legacy of learning from our absolute worst mistakes and building a system that's way more resilient. And this really gets to the heart of it. This is the ultimate potential here. We can shift agriculture from being something that degrades the land to being one of the most powerful forces for regenerating our entire planet. It's a lesson President Franklin D. Roosevelt knew all too well after living through the Dust Bowl. He said it perfectly: the health of a nation is directly tied to the health of its soil. So here's the bottom line. It all comes down to a choice. Do we keep treating our soil like dirt, something to just use up and throw away? Or do we finally start treating it like the incredible living system it is? A system that we can nurture and regenerate. The know-how is there, the tools are ready to go. The only real question left is, what are we going to do about it?